going to talk a little bit about some gun safety rules. Now, once again, let me reiterate that if you are looking to actually handle guns, this is not the video for you. This is not, you need to go to a gun range, you take a gun instruction class, you need to do something. This is just for fictional writing to give you a basis of it. Okay, now first of all, I'm going to point out in all of these guns, you can see they're open. We can see that they are in fact unloaded. So in all these cases, these guns have already been cleared, okay, prior to starting this video. Okay, so I'm saying that because even the fact that you are watching on a camera, I want to make it clear that these guns are unloaded and cannot be shot. So there's some basic good gun safety rules. Now, from a fictional standpoint, I'm talking about writing your protagonist, your antagonist, all that. I want to talk about some basic ideas about gun safety because there's two kind of things that I consider. One is competence and one is morality. Now, as a gun owner, I consider it a moral imperative that people at all times demonstrate good gun safety rules. I think that's true of most responsible gun owners, which I believe most gun owners fall into that category. Like, sure, there's the guys who are like, hold my beer, I'm gonna, I don't know, shoot this window out. I mean, yes, you do have those people, but most people who own guns, I say, take their gun safety very seriously. And you will not get chewed out harder for breaking a gun safety rule than you would with a bunch of gun people. So if your character is meant to be morally upstanding, attractive, competent people, they would follow gun safety rules. Okay. That being said, when we're talking about antagonists or bad guys, they might also demonstrate really good gun safety because it's also an indication of competence. Not shooting your leg off, not shooting yourself in the groin is an important part of handling gun safety. So I'm saying this from the point of view is if your characters are going to be handling guns, you need to take two things into account. Breaking gun safety rules, asking in an irresponsible manner, as far as I'm concerned, makes a character unattractive by definition. So if there was a hero who's swinging around a gun, accidentally shooting people, that is not a hero to me, that is a villain. Same thing goes though for your villains. If they're supposed to be a incredibly savvy gun person, they're also not breaking gun rules because that's how you shoot your minions. You know, no one wants to shoot minions. Minions are hard to get. You got to keep them good. Okay, so now that I've kind of given you my moral talk when we talk about gun behavior for characters, there's a couple of rules. You can of course look up, there's four major rules, but I'm going to kind of just run through them when we talk about handling. Specifically, if someone is handed a gun, there's a certain way you would clear the gun. You would make sure anyone who's competent with guns, step one of being handed a gun is that you know if it is loaded, if it has a round in the chamber, all that. As I said, these have all already been cleared. I'm going to do another video where my husband clears these guns so you can see physically what it looks like. I can't talk and do that. So in this case, it was all done beforehand. So one of the things is, even if you see a gun, it's clear, there's no way I can shoot someone with this, there's nothing in there, you still treat the gun as though it's loaded. So the idea being that I wouldn't swing this gun around. If you were standing in front of me, I would control the barrel. I would make sure that it is always pointing in a direction away from people. Down range if you're at a range, but if you're in some, I don't know, you're supposed to be busting a bunch of robbers in a book, you would keep it pointed down to the ground, or, at a wall, but basically away from people. Another rule is trigger control. So you'll often see they're getting a lot better with this in movies. It's one of our favorite games though. If someone's holding a gun, trigger control, we call this trigger control, which is my finger is off the trigger unless I am pointing at my target and I am ready to shoot. This is a huge issue. You get adrenaline running, people get twitchy, they twitch, they shoot the person in front of them. It does happen, they shoot suspects, things like that. Now, once again, this is not military, we're not talking about police officers, so if you want to learn more about that, go to specific information about that. Okay, same thing, you have that. Okay, you would keep the barrel pointed, you would keep it pointed in a safe direction. If I had to switch directions, I would point it at the ground, not at my feet, but at the ground, and I would turn. Okay, that's incredibly important about how someone would handle it. If it was an enclosed space, you might see a lot of weird maneuvering as people keep from moving their guns. I've been around guns and handled them enough to where if I'm watching TV and a gun swings toward the camera, I have a tendency to kind of instinctively flinch. You'll see that also with toy guns. People that just are around them a lot, it's a very important instinctive thing. Same thing, the gun's cleared, you have your finger alongside, you keep it pointed in a safe direction. Okay? You would never, other good information is if I was moving with a group of people who had guns, you would never pass in front of someone. So they're keeping their lane kind of clear, they're keeping pointed down range. You move into their range, you've now created an unsafe situation with, without any awareness. So these are our example right here for that one, right here is for this. So in order for these guns to be cleared, not only are they open, we also have the magazine out. Okay? Anything else? We're all good.